to my chin is the pressure point. This where the nerve is at. Put your lights out. This is my shield. I'm giving you half a target. My helmet, you're gonna break your hand on that. That's in close. It ain't even gotta be that tight. It ain't gotta be that tight. Guy can't get in that, and that comes right up. Bam. That comes. Ah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dorman MMA channel, where I cover boxing often as well. Hit the like button if you think of it. It helps the algorithm. Anything we can do to get out of that rut. This is about Bernard Hopkins and longevity and what goes into those things as far as a long career, success as well. Not everyone is gifted with athleticism or power or speed or any of the above. Bernard Hopkins is more of an example of eating right, eating clean, living a clean lifestyle. I'm not saying that I did all these things, but I'm saying that if you ever intend to, or if you're a coach and you're giving advice to younger up-and-coming pugilists, you may want to put them on the path of someone like Hopkins, who was successful all the way up until about 50, I think. I think he won, last time he won the title, he was about 47. So this will be an interesting case study and just, I'll call it advanced fundamentals, really. There he is, the executioner himself. Certainly one of the greatest of all time as far as technical know-how, being a student of the game, etc., etc. He grew up tough people. So I've got a whole series on the jab, but importantly, Hopkins wasn't a power jab guy. This is a catalyst of a jab, used to disrupt timing, create space, set up subsequent strikes, or hide them, you know, obfuscate them. So here you go here. That's just messing someone's timing up, essentially. It's always timed well. One of the things that you really saw later in his career was he was always ahead in the timing game. The no sell, no setup right hand was something he did as well as anyone ever, and he always pulls to the proper side. You want to pull to the side of the punch. Textbook jab, parry into slip 3, then the quick sit right hand to a mini flurry here. See that? So he'll pretend to be fading off. It's kind of like a Wonder Boyism, where he's moving to his own left there. Look, I'm getting out of the way. Oh, comes back, makes that like it's almost like a southpaw jab. But B-Hop, here he is earning that name like Wonder Boy laterally. And again, he goes from this kind of fade off into abrupt strike, flurry inside, where he's, you know, a master. He's one of the better in-fighters in the history of this weight area. I put Duran there too. So here against Tito Trinidad, he had a dynamite left hook. Hopkins is such a student, he'd see it a mile away and kept slipping under it all night. See there? I mean, that's missing by a lot at that level. And air balls they're not only frustrating, but they can be exhausting. So he'll use like the ropes as bait, not just against Felix Trinidad, but in general. See here, he's using it. Beautiful kind of hammer on out of nowhere, right hand's exit stage. This right hand is brilliant, a good example of like slipping to roll your offense. When you see it slow down, see, as he's moving to his left, the right comes out, right? And then he slips under, again, now off the left hook, he's going to exit stage left. The things we cover, like footwork, distance deception, defensively jabbing, with focus and repetition, most people are capable of these things. This is a lifetime of repetition, hard work, and focus. That's all it is. Beautiful slip right hand and a load right hip and hand. So to react this fast, you know, to openings takes said lifetime of repetition. When you see it slow down, see how he slipped to his right to load that hand and hip. So not just here, but throughout. Pay attention to his feet. Good footwork isn't necessarily flashy. It isn't necessarily not flashy. It's how well balanced you are in order to move in desired direction. So rather than a tennis ball under your chin, think racket in between your feet, you know. Brilliant infighting here. Usually it's a combination of foresight in order to evade and your posture to block. Duran again was a master of that. It's kind of like punching in between too. So you want to have your hands in position for all three. It's your body moves to evade, your hands are up to deflect, and then deliver back, like right there off that shovel hook. That right hand was nice. There's a brilliant short right hand in the open stance. You know, an economical kind of punch, but also one of your safest in the open stance. and also in the open field against the southpaw. There it is, and he slips out and under to his own right, off the right. Perfect measuring jab, chin tuck movement, always rolling power off. A missed countering. See right there, nothing landed too hard, but these are good examples that I could find of that constant movement, hands high, chin tucked. You know, it's all textbook. Sometimes simply described as like a economy of motion thing. Here he's keying off a dropping guard with that wonderful no setup right hand that he talked to Rashad in that same interview about. Actually, Rashad had asked him, like, how do you throw that right hand with no setup? He's like, you can't think about it. You have to just throw it. And I agree entirely. Remember, good footwork is balanced footwork, and this is a good example on a good angle. Again, sitting into Pavlik. Yeah. So you can really see it's almost like the pyramid principle with Habib. Similarly here, this time giving the ability to slip and evade in any desired direction, right? So he's really embellishing that torso movement, but it's working. So this is well in line with what he was explaining to Rashad prior, right? So you see from that angle, he's giving him nothing. And the high elbow comes up, his chin is tucked, and he's rolling that punch off. He could counter, right? He could keep moving. He could keep slipping, frustrating the opponent. There's options. So tough to time a forever changing cadence, right? Linear or straight punches inside of round ones are effective, especially if they're unpredictable. And those were a little bit round, but they were short. So brilliant slip there into flurry and out and away. So here's Calzaghe, slip and rip kind of fighter. So B-Hop layered his 2 on top of his 1. So in other words, the right hand came with his whole body, almost like with the jab landing before he could slip it. And the Diaz brothers do something similar in an MMA context, just for a reference point, where that 2 comes, it's, you know, 1-2. And this is another slip back to load. This time it's a long jab with a very interesting right hand in that it was kind of hidden. It's like a long up jab, but it's a cross, you know. Odd looking almost, but super effective. Here it is. And when you slow it down, you really see the trajectory of said punch right there. But boom. And accurate too, right? That's a younger B-Up before he started shaving his head. Good examples of how to move backward and slip safely in the danger zone. You know, guard high, chin tucked, etc., etc. Sometimes, you know, guys like this are so confident in their defense that they can get away with things on offense that others may not. So in this beautiful sequence, he leaps into his left hook and slips the 100th attempted left hook by Trinidad. Afterwards, check the baiting into the no sell 2, and again exiting stage right, off right. So there it is. Now watch this. It's kind of like, come get it. Boom! See how that was like that hammer on out of nowhere? That's a guitar reference, but it's all about finding that range, right? And this really was like a eureka moment, if that were the case. Boom! See, he kind of got inside the bubble right away. It's like it causes a reaction without thinking. This is a magical kind of moment from that, one of his best nights. Again, same opponent, but he's going to lean in with this lead 5 to obfuscate impending counter 3. There it is. And that short right hand, which is what he was trying to hit all night, is right on the button. See you later. Beautiful stuff. My town almost had a riot that night, by the way. My city, I should say. One more time before you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I thank you all for watching this advanced fundamental study on Bernard Hopkins. Cheers.
Nobody never told them, because boxing now is 99% trainers and 1% or less teachers.